Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Shameless in Chicago. This is your host, Nin.
And I'm Luke.
And on today's episode, we have a very special guest.
Almighty Yermain. What's up, guys? I'm back again.
Hey, we're so excited to have you today.
You guys know I'm a giant fan, so I'm geeking out right now.
No, we're so excited to have you on the podcast today. And on today's episode, we're going to be discussing when is it time to leave?
Time to leave the party?
Time to leave this podcast because you always want to be the star of the show?
I am the star.
You got it wrong. I'm the star. I'm the guest.
You're just in the middle, bro.
That means I'm the star.
Oh, Jesus. So when it's time to leave, what do we mean here? What is it time to leave your profession? When is it time to leave your circle? What's going on?
Yeah, let's talk about both of those. Let's dive in. When is it time to leave your job? Let's start there.
Oh, well, it depends how much can you take. I feel like I'm very resilient. I never know when it's time to leave, but I always feel like I should.
I know, especially with how much backlash you kind of take from your boss.
That is true. But still, I really don't know when it's time to leave because I don't know. I need to find more security before I leave somewhere. And I feel that no one wants to hire someone who's trying to jump ship.
Yeah.
So I have to how do I market myself to be more hireable somewhere so I can jump ship? I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm going to be so real.
Are we in the same boat? Are we in the same ship?
We're on the same ship. So a little bit about me. I worked my therapist job for about a year and then I had to jump ship. All right. But I jumped ship with no, what is it? What is that orange thing called?
A backup plan?
No, a life vest.
No life vest.
No life jacket.
Yeah, no life jacket. I jumped ship with no life jacket. I just went straight into traveling and straight into vlogging on YouTube. And I really took this deep risk. And then we opened up this business and everything. And I didn't really think about that. We have to split profits 3 ways.
Oh, no. Oh, yes, we do.
So then afterwards, I'm looking for a job now. I'm looking for like a part-time, full-time gig. I want to get paid a good amount of money, but I also want to be able to continue my business, continue my podcasting and my vlogging and all of that stuff. And it's been really difficult because I feel like all these companies are complaining about, oh, we're hiring, we don't have anybody applying. But then they have people applying and they're like, yeah, we'll interview you in a month from now. I'm like,
wow.
I'm sorry, what?
And so how do you feel? Do you feel that you would be in a worse mental state if you were to stay at your old job? Or do you think that you jumped ship too soon?
I don't think I jumped ship too soon. So my thing is I knew in my heart that this wasn't a job I wanted to stay at forever. Community mental health is a revolving door, unfortunately, because the therapists aren't paid well and a lot is expected from us. And it's really known within the mental health field that community mental health is where you start, but it's not where you end unless you work your way up, but by the time you work your way up, you're no longer doing therapy anymore.
Right.
So I knew it was my time to leave as a therapist was when all of my clients had healed. And I was like, oh my God, this makes me so happy.
You completed your mission. That's so cute.
I completed my mission. My clients had healed. A lot of them were saying like, you know what? Thank you for being my therapist. I don't need to see you anymore. And I'm like, that makes me so happy, And then I went to, my supervisor. I was like, hey, my clients are like, they're done. They're good. And she's like, okay, we'll try to keep them on. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Yeah, so for insurance reasons, we have to keep them on. Otherwise, they have to get off the roster, go back on a wait list, and do the whole thing all over again.
So it's almost sinister. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it sucks. So I was like, you know what? I don't really stand for that. I don't feel like somebody should feel the need to be in treatment for the rest of their lives. I'm a therapist who truly believes in like when you walk in my door, I want you out within a year, And when I accomplished that year and then when I saw that community mental health has a wait list, but we're not cycling in those people from the wait list. We're trying to keep the people that are already healed. I was like, this doesn't align with my mission anymore. This doesn't align with my goals. And so I felt like that's when I knew it was time to leave, when it didn't align with me anymore.
And now you, Almighty, you just had a big change up, didn't you?
I did, yes. I worked at an office job for the past year or so, and it was good money, pretty decent money in my opinion. However, it was a toxic work environment, and I just couldn't deal with sitting in an office all day for 8 hours, 40 hours a week. So at the beginning of the year, I decided I'm going to make a change in my life. And I know it's a big risk because it's a drastic change in pay, but it is a hobby and it is a career path now, actually. Personal training. Mm-hmm. So I recently just delved into the personal training world and getting into the
certified personal training world.
Certified personal trainer. I recently just got into that job. Like, I think it's I'm currently on my second week right now at the job, and it's great. I love it. I am working on getting some of the employees at my club trained. Mm-hmm. And with these employees getting trained, obviously it gives me practice to like become a better trainer. And then also we have an in-body scale there too, which is like the thing you put your thumbs on. It reads like your measurements, like your BMI, your body percent fat, your weight. It tells you like all the skeletal muscle mass and all that stuff on your body. So
I don't want to go near that machine.
It's super informative and it tells you a lot about your body. It's cool. I think it's awesome technology.
It is very cool.
Yeah, but
catch me away from that thing. It's the devil.
Hey, Lucas, just come into my club. It's free.
You know what? I've been thinking about it because I want to get jacked for the summer.
Yeah.
So like, I kind of want to like
get trained,
swole it up.
Summer bodies are made in the winter.
Yeah, but it's negative 70,000 degrees outside.
Okay, but what's stopping you from going to a gym?
The cold air in my face.
Okay, I went to the gym yesterday and it was bussing with people in like negative 3 degree weather.
You're a personal trainer. Nothing stops you from going to the gym. Like, you actually enjoy it. Like, the fact that you have a job where the place of employment is the gym.
That's what oh my God, I was just thinking about that. That's what I want for myself. I want to work somewhere where I can feel a bit more, I don't know, fulfilled. I go to work, I perform a task, and honestly, I don't see the fruits of my labor. I work in a really admin office position. What I do day to day is really behind the scenes, and it's not what I pictured myself doing for the rest of my life when I was 16 years old.
I've learned so much in this like career change in the past 2 weeks I've been at my job. You learn this stuff and you're like, dang, this is awesome. Like, compared to like working in an office all day where you're just like, blah, 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 keyboards. Oh, hey, I'm getting yelled at by my coworker. Okay, cool. Like, significantly better.
Yeah.
I think the thing is emphasis on seeing the fruits of your labor, I think, is a big one. I actually interviewed for a position last week, and I do have a part-time job right now. I do ABA therapy, and I love my job. I love the kid I work with, all of that. And I had the employer ask me, like, if I hire you, are you going to leave your ABA job?
Oh, wow.
Yes. I said, no, I will not be leaving that job, because that job has stuck through me for a while, ever since I graduated. My boss is amazing. She really works with me and works with my personality. I'm a very laissez-faire. I can do my job and I do a damn well good at it, but don't talk to me. Like, I hate when my boss talks to me. I don't enjoy having them chime in, giving their 2 cents. Like, I know what I'm doing. I don't need you to micromanage me. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I like about personal training so far. It's very laissez-faire. You're basically running your own business.
Yeah, exactly.
And granted, I do have a boss. My boss is super chill though. Mm-hmm. And I could basically tell her anything. Like, if I have something that's coming up, I can just be straight up and transparent with her. Like, hey, I have a show coming up this week. I have a show coming up here. I can't make it this day. Or like, I have to leave by this time because I have a meeting with my other, creative studio. Mm-hmm. And she'll be like, okay, no worries. So I love that with companies. And I don't need to get my hand held through anything. I don't need to like be micromanaged or anything like that. So micromanagement was at my last job at this office, and just working with people who just micromanage and want to look at every single thing you're doing. You don't do a certain process right. Oh, well, you're just not a good employee. You're the most hated person in the company, blah, 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 just stuff like that. And I feel like hearing that from my supervisor, this kind of ties into our topic today, but like, my supervisor said I'm not the most liked person in the company right now. And, that made me feel like, is my work even being appreciated? Like, I'm working my ass off here. I'm not going to work at a place like this. And I stuck with it a little bit, and I was like, you know what, maybe it could get a little better.
So feeling underappreciated.
Feeling very underappreciated.
But clearly your departure was pre-planned, because you didn't quit your job and then get a job at a gym as a certified personal trainer. You have to take tests to become a certified personal trainer. So essentially the question is, what did you recognize within yourself that you said, you know what, I am going to pursue personal training?
Oh man, it actually comes from you, because we used to go to the gym together all the time, like early last year.
Yes.
And I think you even brought it up to me. You were like, babe, you should be a personal trainer.
Yeah.
Because, I feel like I coach people pretty well. Granted, like, I had some adjustments to make with like training and like how I approach like talking to people and stuff. But lately I feel like my game has gotten a lot better at that.
Because you would give me personalized workouts as to what I should do, and I would actually see a difference in what my body looked like.
Yeah. And a huge part of personal training is like building like programs for people to follow, giving them exercises at home to do. So it's a huge, huge thing in personal training. And I love that I'm in the position where I could tell somebody like, I'm not going to tell you to do this or force you to do this, but here are some recommendations for some exercises you can do at home, whether it be stretches, some body weight stuff, like go off. But I'm going to check in with you during sessions when we meet in person. Did you try these at home? And if you tell me a no, I'm not going to get mad at you.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be like, oh, okay. Like, I'm a little, disappointed that you kind of did, but, we're going to do it here now. So get ready.
Luke, have you ever felt that same feeling of underappreciation?
I definitely can say I've felt the feeling of underappreciation. I feel like I put in a lot of hard work, and then, sometimes I'll send over an email or I'll send over a report. It's very rush. It's very urgent. It's my priority, and it'll turn into an email that remains unopened. But I think about my career a lot. I do. And I could have it a lot worse, but I also think it's a lie that people tell you to make you think that you could have it a lot worse because you're in the worst point of it right now.
Very true.
But underappreciated, yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of the worst feelings you could have, especially because there is a relationship that I have with my boss I feel like is very personal. Outside of work and work clocked out, we are two peas in the pod. We've been on a boat together. We like all the same shows on streaming services. We love the same movies. The same gossip gets us going. We have the same feelings when we get rid of the insurance lady. And then sometimes I feel it turns around and I feel like it's almost as if she's laying bricks for me to want to quit the business.
Yeah.
And,
I feel that 100%.
And at this point, I've been told to grow a backbone by my own boss for a couple years now.
Okay.
Which I think standing on that gives me a backbone of my own.
Right.
But it's to the point where I want you to look me in the face and I want you to tell me that I'm fired.
Yeah.
Right.
I am coming for your unemployment.
Right.
Oh,
Hearing that from your management, just like you have no backbone or grow a backbone.
Yeah, that's so rude.
That's
it
rude
is
as
rude.
hell.
So I've been told that I ask too many questions or I ask for assistance too much when it's full well and known that I've never gone to school for the position I held, which was, a pertinent one to have a degree in. Let's say.
Right. Yeah.
True.
So I required a lot of assistance, and a lot of it I bootstrapped myself. I learned a lot of things myself. I really grew into what I did there. I wasn't perfect at it. I wasn't certified in anything, and no, I didn't think it was going to be a forever career path for me. But to hear I was being demoted due to, in part, my self-confidence lacking, I only think that those words came from my boss instilling that lack of self-confidence in me.
I'd have to agree.
I think a lot of this has been a lot of sabotage, whether it be explicit, implicit. It's a little weird to look back and see that there's so much time I've invested in this company. I've gone 3 years without a raise. I've gone 3 years without an increase in my vacation time. And I have to complete my 3rd year. So AKA, I have to be there for a full 4 years to get an extra week of vacation time.
That's so stupid.
Imagine having a freshman.
Yeah.
Imagine having a freshman child
Yeah.
and having not the opportunity to go on a 2-week vacation out of the country with them until they're graduated from high school.
That's so dumb. That makes no sense.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of life to be missed out, and especially when half of those days are used to cover sick days, off days, snow days that I can't get paid for because I'm hourly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that I don't know. I want to re-examine where I'm at,
Yeah.
and I want to find something better for myself.
You know what? New year, new opportunities.
That's true, but I still want to be fired. I want to be fired under the general blanket term of we're just letting you go.
I think it's complete garbage that like they don't pay you enough, and like after 3 years,
3 years.
like not a single raise,
3 years.
no raise in vacation time. My job was like, oh, we can give you a raise like after a year. Did I get a raise after a year? Nope.
I wasn't even promised a raise.
I asked for a raise, and I was like, hey, it's been a whole year since I've worked here, and this was around like October. And I went into November, and I asked my boss and HR, I was like, hey, am I able to get a raise since I've been here over a year and I hit my anniversary mark? And the first answer I heard from my supervisor was, not until I get one.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that one before.
Oh, no. So with all of that being said, a lot of insight from all three of us. It's kind of interesting. We all touched upon three things. And I think overall, if you are trying to figure out, is now the right time to leave? You have to assess three things is what I've gotten. Does your job align with your morals? Does it align with the person you are trying to serve, the company you are trying to serve? If it no longer aligns with you, then it might be best for you to leave, to find another job. No hard feelings or anything, but you guys, you just outgrew the company that you're working for, the job that you're doing, you just outgrew it. The second thing I would have to say is, from what Armand had to say, is that if you no longer feel like you're learning anything, if you feel like it's same shit, different day, and your life is just really stagnant, you're not seeing the fruits of your labor, you're not learning anything new, you're just sending emails back and forth, and that's not really serving you, then it might be best to leave. And then the third thing that we learned from Luke is that, you know what, if management is disrespectful towards you, if they're underappreciative towards you, if they're really just tearing you down and not building you up, then it might be best to leave. And I think with all of these three, and also if the pay no longer is equal to the work that you're doing, you feel like you should be compensated for more, then it might be best to have that conversation and to just leave. And then take that experience with you, formulate a really good CV, a really good resume, and take that with you to the next job. And what my best advice is take the job description from your job, ask HR for it, and take that job description and just put it inside of your resume. Because if you want it easy done, then take those keywords, use ChatGPT, and then make your resume, make your CV super strong. Go and apply for these jobs. Don't leave bitter, don't leave on bad terms, because at the end of the day, for example, me, I left on really good terms. So my supervisor is, she was my best friend. I loved her. So she is my point of reference. Like, you guys want to email her and see how I'm doing? Go ahead. But just to kind of wrap up the job part, but the other part that we want to go to is friendships. And that one is really important.
Have I got some words?
That one is really important. When is the right time to leave friendships?
Can I start?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So leaving friendships, as hard as it can be, sometimes you just feel like you need to. Maybe you outgrow that person, or that person just doesn't align. It's same thing with the job too. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't align with your morals. So for me personally, I was part of a band way back in the day, like around 2019, 2020. And I left. And from there, I started my own solo thing. And we all remained friends. According to my knowledge, we were all staying friends. Mm-hmm. And within like a year or so, like we started like not talking. And then I had my first show coming up for Almighty Airmain, and I invited all these guys. Mm-hmm. I was like, hey, listen, I got my first show coming up. I would love if you guys came out. It's going to be a good time. None of them responded. I have not heard a single thing from anybody. They all went ghost. And I'm like, okay, well, screw you then. I can't, associate with someone that's my first show. They have their first show coming up next month for their band. And do I want to go? I would love to, but you're giving me the same treatment. You gave me that treatment where you're not like, you just completely ghost me. You forget about me. You switch up on me. You act different. So it's like, do I even want to go?
So they're not supporting you.
Yeah, as far as I know, yes.
And they're ghosting you.
But they like my pictures and everything on like my social media. I wish you the best on your first show, guys.
Okay. Luke, what about you?
I think I've had a few different separations for a lot of reasons.
Okay.
Distance, you move away, you lose a friend.
Very true.
Don't let distance let you lose your friends, because I actually lost a friend. We grew apart due to distance, and now she's no longer with us. And every day I think about how like we were just a train ride away from each other.
Yeah.
So, there's something there, hold on to it. But I feel like I've grown apart from people. Mm-hmm. I've grown different from people. You definitely say someone has to grow up, but it's just we're growing a little differently.
Yeah.
There's definitely a point where you have to look at yourself and ask if a friendship is worth it, if it's hurting your personal life.
Yeah.
True.
I don't want anyone to be in my life who talks bad about me or my friends or anything like that. About what I do, especially here at the studio. I'm very proud of the work that we do.
Yeah.
Letting go of a friendship is probably one of the hardest things that you would ever have to do.
I have to agree. It's
yeah.
It's like as as bad or even worse than a breakup.
Hey, it's probably worse because
Yeah.
you know too much.
Like if they're like a best friend type shit, like if
Yeah.
they're like your ride or die or like your day one, I agree. Like with me, what happened with the guy, like I used to make music with, it was so hard to be like, I can't believe you switched up on me and like we're not friends anymore. Because like we did everything together. We cooked, we ate food together. We went to go work out together. We went to go do all this stuff together. We made music together for 3 years. Mm-hmm. So just being in that position where I'm like, I don't really have that friend anymore where I can just be like, yo, you want to come over and write music? It sucks. It sucks. It began like in 2020, like when I left and like, I was gone. Mm-hmm. It sucked. I was like, I don't have like, extra like person to like give me criticism on the writing or like give me some suggestions on what I could do. So I was stuck on my own.
So you kind of recognize the pieces that they filled in your life.
Absolutely. And, I'm always appreciated for that. And, I'm not going to hold any ill will against that and be like, oh, like screw you because of this and this. Like, I'm not going to hate you for the rest of my life. But like things happen. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have some friendships I miss, honestly.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, there are people who I think I may have walked away from when everything was gone to a different perspective in my head. Had I just probably had a conversation with someone, my friendship and my life with them may have ended up differently. There are people who I'm trying to slowly maybe invite back into my, not invite, I think invite's a weird word to use in that sense. There are some people who I'm trying to intermingle in my life a little bit more.
Incorporate them
Incorporate
more.
a bit more.
Yeah.
There's some, it's just nice to know because there were people, I feel like I used to have an army at my back. And over the years, like it's dwindled. And not that that's a bad thing, people grow apart, but I am starting to kind of look back and say, I miss a few of these people. I had a really good time with some of these people.
I think what's important is that a lot of people will think, you know what, just because we don't talk anymore, the door is closed. But I think friendships are different than relationships. Whereas personally, for me, the door is never closed. If you were my friend once and you like send me a message and like, hey, as long as you didn't do me dirty, you didn't do me bad, or you weren't like a repeat offender, then my door is open. But friendships are important. And if you guys don't know, me and Luke actually stopped being friends for about 2 years, I think.
Couple years, yeah.
Yeah, we were best friends in high school. And then we continued on when I was in college. And then we just had a falling out. We were young. We were dumb.
I made a lot of bad decisions.
Yeah, he made some stupid things. But then we, fate brought us together, really.
We were the best man and maid of honor at the same wedding.
same
Is that
wedding.
not a sitcom?
I swear.
We had to get together and get our speeches right.
And I'm very like in your face. And I went to Starbucks and
Oh my God, I forgot about this.
I called him and my number was blocked. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm the one who's supposed to be mad at you and you blocked my number? Absolutely not. So then I go to my friend's house where he's like, the best man, because I'm with the maid of honor. I'm the maid of honor I'm with the bride. Okay, guys. Anyways, so we go. And the first thing I said to him is, why the hell do you have my number blocked?
No, she said, why did you block me?
Yeah, literally first thing.
And I the only thing I just had a blank face.
He did.
I said, because I was mad at you.
And I was like, why were you mad at me?
I know.
You did me wrong.
And it was a more, it was all superficial.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was just so easy to yell at each other like that again.
I don't know. It was like funny. It was natural. And like the thing is, I'm very lighthearted when it comes to that stuff. But because he was my best friend at one point, I was very open to having him back in my life again. And I think both of us were able to have both of each other back. So yeah, our friendship was slow built. We built it slowly again.
It marinated,
It really
and
did.
we had so much time to spend apart from each other that we got to grow into different people separately.
Mm-hmm.
And when we came back together, it's just like we just needed a little bit something more to get it all kicked off.
Yeah, but that was interesting because we picked up right where we left off.
Absolutely.
And it's important to have those types of friends because I have friends out there that I literally just send them a, hey, happy birthday. I just remembered it's the girl's birthday that I rarely talk to.
I don't even do that. I don't post on anyone's Facebook. I don't reach out.
And I send her like a Snapchat. I'm like, hey, like happy birthday or something like that. But sometimes friendships are fizzling out when hanging out with them becomes a chore. That's when you know that your friendship might be fizzling out. And then another thing is that if you guys are having conversations and your morals or your conversations are just not sitting right with each other, definitely have debates. Those are healthy, right? But if you feel like you're walking on eggshells, you can't have conversations, that might be the best time to leave. Or if you find out somebody's talking bad about you,
I think that's the immediate time to jump
that's
ship.
the immediate
That's
time.
that's
You're
just
out.
like bye.
Get out.
Or if you're putting more effort into the friendship than the other person is, that might be another reason to
I
not
wouldn't
be
put that
friends.
indicator out there. You know, sometimes people don't have the energy to put out, and you know that's all based on what's going on out there in here. But if it's a long-term thing, long-lasting thing,
Yeah, that's what I
Got
mean.
it.
Not like if I'm trying, like during this season, right? This is when everyone's in the slumps, right? If I'm reaching out to you and you're like, oh, I'm busy, fine. But let's say summer comes along and I'm like, hey, you trying to hang? And they still don't want to hang. Then it's like, okay, I'm done trying.
Like fake plans type shit.
ugh,
Or not even like making plans to hang out.
Oh, so they're just like trying to like pass it off.
Like
just
the phone works both ways.
Oh, yeah. That shit's so annoying.
do you guys think it's easier to quit a job or leave a friend?
Quit a job.
Quit a job.
Really? Mm-hmm. The other way around.
Really?
My friend's not paying my bills.
No, but my friend is what makes me happy.
My friend is my support system. So
Yeah.
like, you know, if I'm losing a friend, I'm just like, damn, this is hard, man. Like,
Because think about it. If you have $1 million and you're sitting in a mansion, but there's no friends surrounding you.
right.
I'd
And you're
rather-
just alone. Like,
Right. I'd rather
depressing.
be in like a small house filled with people than a big house and I'm all by myself.
Still need to eat though.
But if you have your friends, they'll feed you.
That's true. Got me there.
Yeah. Your friends are supposed
True.
to support you. If your friends do not support you, that's another big red flag. If your friends are jealous of you, if your friends knock you down, those aren't friends at the end of the day. What I've been seeing a lot, guys, I was watching Dancing with the Stars the other day.
Oh Jesus.
And apparently this was a thing on like Beverly Hills or I don't know. It was something my cousin told me. It was like a big scandal. But basically this girl went on vacation and then, she went to her grandmother's funeral and she came back to catch her then fiance sleeping with her best friend.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
The disrespect.
The disrespect, yes. And that's when you're like, oh my God, you are a shitty friend. So and I was watching the Sozada sisters. Me and Armand were watching that one. One of the sisters and the husband, they were sitting there, like, you know, and then the sister walked away, you know, the husband and wife, the wife walked away. And then the sister went up to him and started flirting with him.
Oh my God.
That was so awkward to watch.
That was so weird. And he had like no riz too.
Bro, he was like fine with her, like basically grinding on him. It was like disgusting to watch.
And then his wife is like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and then I watched this TikTok where it was like when I was the bridesmaid and ended up marrying the groom, and people were like, you should have just left this in the drafts.
You're an internet villain now. Congratulations.
But the thing is that if your friend is flirting with your mans or doing anything inappropriate with your mans or with your girl, if your boy is flirting with your girl, walk away. That is not your friend.
Oh, if one of my boys were flirting with you,
yeah,
I throw hands.
I flirt with her all the time, bro.
Well, you're different.
Why?
because he's gay.
Because Lucas.
What are you talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Offensive.
Oh my god,
Canceled.
Got it on camera.
Cancel culture.
Cancel culture.
I'm getting canceled, guys.
Oh yeah, but I'm sure if anyone, they'd be getting a swift almighty fist to the face.
Almighty doesn't promote violence. But
Almighty, do you have any shows coming up?
I do. I have one coming up this Friday, January 19th at Bremen Cafe out in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's going to be sick, man.
I'm excited.
I
too.
know.
I'm
I'm
really
so
excited.
hyped for this show.
Now this is a special show though, right? Like what's
It
going
is.
on?
It is. Me and David Lopez, Milwaukee rapper. He's actually from here originally, but he lives up there now. Me and him are putting out a song called "Do My Dance," which comes out this Friday on all streaming platforms.
That's exciting.
We're shooting a music video for it at Bremen Cafe. So if you or anyone needs something to do on Friday night, and just come out to Milwaukee,
How
Wisconsin.
much is the show?
It's FREE.
That spells free.
It's free. So yeah, you guys aren't doing anything on a Friday, come out to Milwaukee. It's only an hour drive from Chicago, hour and a half-ish
From
drive.
Chicago? So the money that you're saving from not buying a ticket, you could get a hotel or an Airbnb.
You can get
and-
a hotel or an Airbnb in Milwaukee, and Milwaukee's pretty decently priced with that stuff too.
And Milwaukee's a lot of fun. We
Oh my
went to
God,
the
I love
bars
it.
after and the clubs. We had fun.
I love Milwaukee. I think like outside of Chicago, I think that's like my favorite like small city
Oh, okay.
because Third Ward's fun. like Ian's Pizza, that one place I brought you
Yeah,
guys to.
that
It's
was
like
fun.
it's like their version of Demo's Pizza in Chicago. Fire. Same prices and everything. It's delicious. And they also have the public market out there too, which I'm a huge fan of.
So that's a lot of exciting stuff, a lot of upcoming things. So to wrap it all up, when is it time to leave? Honestly, you'll know. Your gut will tell you. And if you are challenging your gut, pray on it, meditate on it, do whatever will help you come to a conclusion. Even journal about it. Journaling about it will help you so much. And just have that internal dialogue with yourself. And you know what? If you feel like, you know what, I want to leave, kind of take a break.
Also, if you're not sure about it and you're just going back and forth in your head and journaling doesn't help or any of these tactics don't help, talk to someone you know. Talk to someone on your support team, whether it be your best friend, your significant other, your parents, even extended family like your aunt and uncle, like maybe someone who's been through the same exact thing. Just talk to them about it.
And if you're wondering if you should leave a job or not, you can even talk to your coworker if
Yeah.
they're your best friend like
Yeah.
that. That is all we have for you guys today. Thank you for joining us today, Almighty.
Hey, anytime. Thanks for having me. Again, January 19th at Bremen Cafe, this upcoming Friday, free show. Come on out.
What time?
Show starts at 9 p.m.
Nice. That'll be exciting.
Hell yeah, I'm excited. And Do My Dance comes out this Friday on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music. It's on everything. And we're doing a music video shoot for it too. So let's fucking go.
And all of you guys who are listening on the podcast networks, please give us a 5-star rating. Make sure to subscribe and follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to us. Make sure to leave us a 5-star rating. We would appreciate it.
Yeah, go follow them on all social media too, Shameless in Chicago on Instagram. And yeah, go listen to them on Spotify, Apple Music. Great podcasts. The best podcasts. The bestest. The best podcast, I might say.
Join us next time as Nen tells us her plans to interject herself in the 2024 presidential election.
Say less. I'll do it right now.
We're doomed.
Alrighty. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.